realize that some of the buildings have been there a long time, but I'm reading some of the facts on this here fan, and I didn't know most of the things that are listed here, and maybe you can rattle off some of the things you were telling us during the break. We had to put the brakes on you because it was so interesting. Save it for the air.
A fountain of information here, but these two things are going to tie together, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's really exciting, to have the historical perspective and the getting out and walking and moving, and really combining those together. So let's learn more about the State Fair and the history, and while we're at it, let's walk around.
So who came up with this brilliant idea?
Well, I think it's really just been a partnership the last couple of years. One of our goals is around lifelong learning and how important that is in our overall health and well-being. And so why not, bring together some of those cultural lifelong learning opportunities with the physical activity. So I think it's really important for us to make sure people understand that it's all about all the great things we have to do here in the state of Iowa, and the State Fair is a great spot to get started.
Let me make a segue. It's good for people to move. The fair has moved over the years.
Hey, that was good,
That
Jason.
was good, Jason.
Yeah.
The fair has moved. The Iowa State Fair started as a 3-day event in Fairfield in October of 1854.
And isn't 1854. Okay, isn't that the reason that the name of the little blue ribbon thing walking around isn't it Fairfield?
Yes,
Okay.
Fairfield and Rosetta. And Fairfield and Rosetta, the State Fair mascots, will be joining us for the opening day 1K historical walking tour.
Okay.
In costume.
In costume.
Losing weight as they go.
Yes.
All right, so it
Yes,
started
we
in
hope so.
Fairfield.
Started in Fairfield, moved to about a dozen locations around the state.
Well, they couldn't figure it out, or everybody just kick them out after a little while.
Well, they moved it around to give Iowans the best access to the fair, because in 1854, Des Moines was not the bustling city it is now, and it was certainly a lot harder to get here than it is today.
Right.
But moved the fair around, and this fair actually had a different site in Des Moines prior to the current Fairgrounds. It was near Ashworth Park at about 42nd and Grant.
Did not know that.
And then in 1885...
Think about that. Think about going to the fair right outside of Valley Junction.
Yeah.
So if you dig in Ashworth Park, you could find fossilized like funnel cakes.
Corn dogs.
Unsure on that. I would encourage those interested in funnel cakes to go get fresh ones.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But the fair moved over to its current site in 1886.
Okay.
And
Look at
had
these photos here. That is so cool.
Yeah, in the first year that the fair was on that site, the Fair Board had 66 buildings constructed over the course of the first year to be ready for the first year.
Wow.
What we're seeing in the photograph there, that's the big exposition hall that has since been torn down. That sat on the top of the hill where the wind turbine is now.
Okay.
Got it.
And then in the background, just off to the right of the exposition hall, you can see the cupola from Pioneer Hall.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
back there. All right, I see it.
Pioneer Hall is the only building remaining that dates back to that 1886 fair.
Wow.
So that's one, if nothing else, you better make sure you stop by and check that one out.
Exactly. Right. We won't make it all the way up to Pioneer Hall on our 1K walking tour.
It's a big hill.
It's a big hill, yeah. Yeah, we will start in front of the DNR Pavilion near Gate 11 on the Grand Concourse at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And we will head toward the opening ceremonies on the new Mid-American stage. We'll have all our walk participants there by 8:45 in time to celebrate the opening of the fair.
And how many participants do you usually have for this type of event?
We're expecting 150 to 200.
Oh, I think with the weather we're going to have, you're going to have more than that. Yeah, you're
Lots
gonna
of
have
people will want to come out because it'll actually be nice and great day to spend it at the fair.
No question about that.
Hope so. Kick off the fair with a walk and then go have some breakfast.
So it appears the agriculture-related buildings are the oldest on the fairgrounds: the horse barn, the cattle barn, the ag building, which makes sense since it was kind of an agricultural exposition back then. It's interesting though that the racetrack is still right there where it was.
Yeah, the racetrack has been in the same location since the fair moved to those fairgrounds in 1886. We've seen a lot of exciting events there over the years, such as a car versus plane race where flying ace Eddie Rickenbacker drove the car. And 3 different times over the course of the fair has staged train crashes to try to draw people in.
See, I think we need to bring that back.
That would be so cool.
I think that demo derbies are fun, even though there's no motorsports event at the fairgrounds on the racetrack this year at all. But train crashes would be awesome to have that again.
You know, Lou has done his part by crashing as much as possible at the racetrack.
In the trucks, yeah, exactly. But so that doesn't count. The trains would be a little bit more spectacular. I think we need to do this. Okay, we need to work on this. For
Work
next
on
year.
that?
We got
Yes.
that? Okay.
But
is-
trains.
Is this something you need to sign up for, or how do we do this?
No, anyone can come out tomorrow and join us. Just like Jessica said, we'll just meet outside the DNR building and get started. So yeah, you don't have to sign up at all for it.
Just a gathering. Then.
Yep, just a gathering,
And
and
what time should we start to congregate then?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Yes.
Yep.
And as we go around, we'll be learning a bit about all of these locations, I imagine.
Correct.
You'll be
Meet Mr.
teaching
Ed.
the horse
Yeah,
right
okay.
there.
Yeah, we'll be learning about the locations on the walk, and if you're unable to make the walking tour, we do have a new mobile app that you can download called Iowa Culture for your own self-guided walking
Oh,
tour
you're
of the
kidding?
fair.
Oh, that's good. No, let's write that down. We'll feature that tomorrow too to remind people, because we do the app of the day about 6:20 every morning, or a little more, a little after 6:10, I should say. But what's it called again?
It's called Iowa Culture.
Iowa Culture. Okay.
This is really neat. And if people want one of these, where can they grab one?
History on a Stick fans will be available at the opening day 1K.
Okay.
They will also be available at the State Fair Museum over the course of the fair, and at many of the information booths, and at the governor's booth in the Varied Industries building.
I love these things. A lot of neat little facts on here. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. My brain is bigger now. That's wonderful.
See that? And you're going to be
That's
at the
good.
walk tomorrow?
Yep, we will.
Okay, wonderful. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Looking
Thank you
forward
so
to it.
much.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
You know, Suzette's going to be at the Iowa State Fair every
Yes.
single day.
Yeah.
And maybe we have to get her going in that direction first thing in
Well,
the
she
morning.
needs to exercise more.